Hello, and welcome back to Suzerain with the Republic of Swordland. In today's episode, we start with dinner at home. With the election looming, I'd practically been sleeping at the Moon Palace lately, but tonight I made a deliberate effort to get home early. I'd told Monica and Deanna I wanted a family supper, just like the old days. Monica promised to cook something special. I didn't know if it was my imagination, but there seemed to be more guards outside my complex than usual. I hurried past them, went inside, and locked the front door behind me. I heard footsteps coming from my way. "Hi, Papa!" "Deanna, how was your school today?" Deanna shrugged. "I won a prize at the science fair. Honestly, I think they were teaching girls different stuff before, because they knew we were smarter than boys." "You might be right." "Mama's in there. I've got to do some homework before dinner." I followed her with my eyes as she went upstairs. She was starting to look more and more like her mother. I stepped into the kitchen. Monica was stirring a pot on the stove, her back turned to me. Hugged her from behind. I snuck up behind Monica and gave her a hug. She screamed and dropped her ladle. When she realized it was me, she smiled and gave me a kiss on the cheek. "Sorry, Anton. I guess I've been on edge lately. Why don't you go fix yourself a drink in the living room? I'll let you know when dinner's ready." I sat down in the living room, poured myself a bit of whiskey, and flipped through one of Monica's women's magazines. Deanna came rushing back down the stairs and made a beeline for the coffee table. She picked up her pencil case. "Almost forgot that." "What do you hear from your brothers these days?" "Not much. He writes me letters sometimes. Papa, are we bourgeoisie pigs?" "Yes, and damn proud of it." Monica appeared in the doorway. She smiled at the two of us. "Dinner's ready." "Yeah. Woo! Let's go, we're pigs! Oink, 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 oink!" The three of us gathered around the dining room table. Monica ladled out bowls full of zalbla. The stew tasted as good as it smelled. "Raise your glass." I raised my glass for a toast. Monica and Deanna slowly followed suit, looking puzzled. The past 4 years have been the hardest in my life. I was so busy focusing on the needs of the Sword's people that I sometimes forgot about Swordland's most important people. My own wife and daughter. I hope I can make it up to you someday. Monica's eyes were shining. I mean, the thing is, I honestly could probably... Well, apparently there's something on the radical already, but, I backed Rick... You know what? I backed Richter. I put out my motion. And he's who I want. I think it's time. I've never done this before. I've never tried it. I've lost my chance at running for president again. Anyways, I think it's time. Why not? Yeah, let's do it. And we'll have plenty of time for that, because I'm retiring from politics at the end of the term. Monica and Deanna looked at me in shock. "Anton, you can't do that. Not for my sake." "It's not just for your sake. I'm sick and tired of this game. I want out. I suppose the political world may not take you seriously as a former president anyway. There's still so much that needs to be done for Swordland. Maybe you're not the one to do it." Deanna still looked confused. "Does that mean we're not going to live here anymore?" "We could stay here, but we don't have to. We can do whatever we want." As I spoke, I felt a weight was lifting from my shoulders. I knew I had made the right choice. I'm still gonna keep fighting for women's rights, no matter who wins the election. And I won't stop fighting for the causes I believe in, too. From a distance. Monica and I smiled at each other. "Cool, it'll be an adventure. Can we finish dinner now?" "Of course." The three of us dug into our food and started talking about what we'd do once I was no longer president. When we were done, I went up to my study and started drafting my retirement speech. Hope is not lost. At today's Communist Party rally, the CPS leader, Dennis Stoller, made a speech to the largest crowd he ever assembled. Tens of thousands came together in Valgan to give their support to the CPS leadership. In his speech, they may have concerned us from the press, bullied us on the streets, took our votes away from us, but hope is not lost. They may have arrested us, tortured us, and killed us, but they could never silence us. This year, CPS will form the government, and I will transform this nation, said Stoller. ATO declares World Liberation Manifesto. In a major diplomatic development, the ATO has declared the World Liberation Manifesto, WLM, a strategic vision focusing on promoting liberty, equality, and wealth across the globe. This declaration marks the ATO's dedication to advance these core values, serving as a counterpoint to the CSP's recent World Revolution Manifesto. The WLM advocates for a world where freedom, fairness, and prosperity reign supreme. These principles are rooted in the ATO's belief in a free market economy and democratic governance, and they reflect the Alliance's commitment to enhancing the global quality of life. This manifesto seeks to influence global policies and negotiations, promoting a future where every individual can exercise their liberties, enjoy equal opportunities, and share in global wealth. The vision contrasts CSP's model, offering an alternative path to global prosperity. The ATO asserts that through the principles of WLM, nations can achieve sustainable growth without sacrificing their individual freedoms. The WLM thus signifies a bold step towards a globalized world, where prosperity is shared, liberties are upheld, and equality is non-negotiable. Alright, well, cool. I think for me, it's time to continue. See where life leads me sometime later. Announcement of retirement. Office of the President of Swordland, Marine Palace. It was a beautiful October day. There was a soft knock on the open door to my office. The camera crew was here to film my retirement speech. As the director gave the signal to roll the camera, I fumbled with the notes I had prepared. People of Swordland, let me be honest with you. The truth is, I've done my part for this country, and I'm proud of what I achieved. I really am. Like, we've done a lot. Like, a lot. At the end of my term, I will ending my political career to spend more time with my family. I must thank Monica for her hard work in leading the campaign to expand the rights of Swordish women. Monica walked out onto the stage when I said that. The crowd had mixed reactions. I must also thank every one of our citizens who resisted and fought with us. I had a pause and had a few sips of water before continuing. Since 1954, swords have been given cliffs to climb, and found the tenacity to climb them. Now we can see the valley below. When I look back, I see achievements that will never be forgotten. Today, Turkid Soul's cult of personality is no more. His image has been erased from public places. We completed one of the biggest infrastructure projects in Swordland's history, which led to rapid economic development. As I promised 4 years ago, I made healthcare the focus for my administration, and greatly expanded our services to the Swordish people. We built new hospitals where they were needed, access to help became available for all. We built new rural schools and increased access to education. We established a minimum wage and expanded rights and legal protection for our workers. I I stood in the way of ultranationalists and crushed every bill that sought to undermine the British people. I heard the pleas of our women and acted to represent their rights. I enacted laws that protect and liberate the women of this great nation. I gave the British minority what they wanted for decades, an autonomous Bergia. We are now giving housing assistance to all Swedish citizens who need it. We're one step closer to eliminating homelessness. The crowd was cheering, "President Reign! President Reign!" As a new member of ATO, we will be walking towards the future with more confident steps, together with our allies. I took a look at my supporters. I gave my heart and soul to serve this beautiful nation. I'd like to make a statement regarding the future of the country. Big part of a new world order. It is possible to find balance in the system of the West and still achieve high living standards for many. As for who should be running the country in my stead, I stand by my support of the PFJP. Of Magma, West Core. I nod at the camera woman. She stopped filming. Well done, as usual. If you don't mind my asking, how exactly do you plan to spend your retirement? I still haven't decided. Later that evening, I sat at home, a glass of whiskey in one hand and a mat of copa in the other. Monica came in and sat down next to me. She put a hand on my shoulder. What's the plan, Mr. President? Where do you think we should go? I'd like to stay in Swordland if we can. Even if my days in politics are over, I would still make a difference with Swordish League of Women. There's too much we still have to do. Although I wouldn't mind joining Frank in United Cortana. We could still afford a little house on the Benfi coast. I do love me over there after the whole scene at the festival. It's settled then. Benfi it is. I hope you like shellfish. Monica smiled. Sounds perfect. Let's break the news to Deanna tomorrow. I pulled Monica into a kiss, so I headed for a new career in Swordland, my family by my side. As I finished my drink, I wondered what life after the presidency would look like. True. Very, very true. On your last day as President of Swordland, you cleaned out your personal belongings from your office at the Marine Palace. Serge gave you a ride home for the last time and promised you would stay in touch. You felt sad. The day after Kessero Carboner was inaugurated as the new president of Swordland, you sincerely wished him luck. With your presidency behind you, you set out to begin your new life in Benfi. You moved into a cozy cottage. It was a far cry from the luxury you'd enjoyed in Whole Sword, but you loved waking up to the sound of the waves. You couldn't stay idle for long, though. You became an adjunct professor. As your star faded, your wife rose. Monica emerged as one of the fiercest opponents of the new administration, rallying thousands of Swordish women to fight for change. Vocally supported her. Your support buoyed Monica to new heights. People began referring to you as Monica Reign's husband. Years went by. Your teaching career, though inglorious, offered you a welcome anonymity. Early retirement. You luxuriated in your new life as a civilian as your presidency became a footnote in Swedish history. During the school holidays, you would visit Frank, by now living on a commune in United Cortana with his wife and son. Your only regret was that you... Actually, you had no regrets. And there I am. I'm on Swordish reformism, Arcasian capitalism. Over here, I'm by the leader of the PFJP, El Alfonso, the founder of the Republic, Alban Claven, I'm over in this part of the side of things. And here we are. Kesro Kibanar. So here's all our guys. Man. The NFP. Who would have guessed? Man, a complicated reality. Good luck changing what I've done. But I wish him luck, despite all that. Between 1954 and 1958, 2.2 million people found a job. 81% fewer maternal deaths were recorded. 13,438 people died to criminal violence. 779 people were killed during the clash between Red Youth and Young Swords. 102,345 conscripts joined the workforce. More than 15,899 people of British descent were released from prison. 3,899 legal cases were delayed. 1,340 women won a domestic violence case at the courts, and 403,380 girls were enrolled at secondary education for the first time. 409,784 jobs were created by the 4 largest companies of Swordsland. 5 million people lost their state health care coverage. 5,200 state employees lost their jobs, while 3 oligarchs attained 20% of the Swedish economy. 1,143 news articles were altered. Yeah, baby! I don't even find that bad. Let's go! Let's go! That's what we talk about. Do 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 do. But yeah, here we are. I end up over here with these guys, which, honestly, being your friends Richter, Alfonso, Albin, Claven, this is about where my character has been kind of, playing, so it makes perfect sense. Are you sure you want to end the game? Yes. Suzerain. But yeah. And yeah, there we go. I ended up going with the, shorter ending one. I didn't even know it was going to end. I didn't know that was how that went. That's completely new to me. Mr. Propaganda in Society. I don't know if I've ever paid attention to the credits. Some of these are funny. But, yeah, I've never actually gone that path. As you saw, I got the achievement for retiring early. I didn't know you would even retire early. That's new. But, yeah. But it does work out because this also, helps me keep a bit more of a time frame because I do want to... I'm hoping this goes out the day before or so the new DLC comes out for Suzerain. Because I've recorded this heavily advanced. This is recorded on February 15th. I don't know when it's uploading, but it's recorded episode February 15th. So this is coming out whenever it came out. So yeah, but yeah, that's the situation. I'm glad to be, I'm so excited for next month, getting to try out the DLC. Oh, I'm so excited for it. So much new content, so much new lore, so much, and a whole new country. That's honestly what I'm most excited about right now. It's just checking that out and seeing how all that goes. But, for the moment, well, this is the end of the series. Simple as that. It's over. After all we've gone through, after all that's happened, well, we're done. But I hope you enjoyed this series. And if you did, if you enjoyed and you're excited for the next one, then make sure to hit that bell button so you can stay notified, so that you are notified of that next one. Subscribe if you're not already, and make sure to hit that like button. And, as always, peace.